For centuries, Titan hid behind a veil of orange haze, a world so close to Saturn, yet so far from understanding. Astronomers could see its glow, but never its face. Beneath those clouds, something waited, silent, ancient, and patient. Then, one day, NASA's eyes pierced through the haze, and what they saw changed the definition of life itself. Titan was no barren rock. It was alive with chemistry seas of methane, clouds of nitrogen, and a heartbeat that pulsed once every century. They had finally found a world that looked hauntingly familiar, like a reflection of Earth, seen through alien glass. What NASA found beneath the haze will change how we see every ocean, every storm, and every living cell. In 1655, a Dutch astronomer named Christian Huygens first spotted a faint orb circling Saturn, a moon so large it could almost be a planet. He called it Titan. For centuries after that, it remained a mystery, a glowing dot in the night sky, too distant for any telescope to truly reveal. Then, in 1979, NASA's Pioneer 11 spacecraft swept past Saturn. As its cameras turned toward Titan, all they saw was a sea of orange clouds, thick, motionless, impenetrable. They couldn't see the surface, but they could smell the air. Sensors detected something strange, an atmosphere rich in nitrogen, the same gas that fills Earth's sky. For the first time, Titan didn't feel distant. It felt familiar, like a forgotten echo of our own planet, waiting to be understood. When NASA began studying Titan's atmosphere, they found something unexpected: hydrocarbons, made of carbon and hydrogen, drifting through the haze like invisible smoke. The same chemistry that fuels our cities also built our DNA. The fires of civilization and the foundations of life, both born from the same cosmic language. On Titan, the air was full of it: carbon chains, methane clouds, liquid ethane seas, the ingredients for life, suspended in endless cold. But there was a problem without oxygen. These molecules sleep forever. They can exist, but they cannot awaken. And yet, somewhere deep below that frozen surface, oxygen was hiding. To find it, NASA would have to go deeper than ever before. Titan is larger than our moon, even bigger than the planet Mercury. Yet when NASA measured its gravity, they found something strange. It was weaker, far weaker than it should be. That meant Titan wasn't solid rock. Something lighter was hiding within, maybe ice, maybe water, maybe both. Scientists imagined a world built like a layered shell, a crust of frozen ice, and beneath it, a heart that refused to freeze. A hollow heart holding a hidden ocean, a silent world that might still move, breathe, and change beneath its icy skin. If that ocean ever touches the surface, something miraculous could happen. Imagine standing on the edge of a frozen cliff on Titan, the horizon bathed in orange light, the air thick enough to cradle you like water. Gravity barely pulls. The sky moves slow, almost gentle. You spread your arms, lean forward, and you don't fall. You glide, you float. A human being, flying not by engines or wings, but by the kindness of another world's physics. On Titan, flight isn't a dream, it's physics. A simple equation between low gravity and dense air, turning every leap into freedom. Yet NASA didn't come to fly. They came to listen, to uncover what breathes beneath the ice. and what stories might rise from that silent ocean below. In 2004, after a journey of nearly 7 years through the dark, NASA's Cassini spacecraft arrived at Saturn carrying an eye built to see the invisible. For the next 13 years, Cassini would orbit Saturn and pass Titan again and again, 127 times each flyby, peeling back another layer of its mystery. Its radar and infrared eyes cut through the dense haze, piercing the orange fog that had hidden Titan for centuries. For the first time, humanity saw the true face of this alien moon. What Cassini found was not chaos, but order, rivers carved into valleys, shorelines drawn like memory, and frozen lakes glimmering in the faint sunlight. The haze had finally parted, and what waited beneath was not dead. It was moving, shaping, alive. On Earth, rain gives life, but on Titan, rain could ignite a rocket. It isn't made of water, it's made of methane, the same fuel that powers spacecraft. High above the clouds, sunlight filters weakly through the haze, turning methane vapor into liquid. Then it falls drop by drop through an atmosphere 4 times denser than our own at minus 179 degrees Celsius. That rain doesn't warm the surface, it freezes it. Drops of fuel landing on rocks made of ice, creating rivers that never melt. A world where rivers run with fire, that freezes where storms carry not water, but the chemistry of another kind of life. Titan breathes in methane and exhales silence, and within that silence, NASA knew they were standing at the edge of something extraordinary. In January 2005, a small probe named Huygens detached from Cassini and began its lonely fall toward Titan's surface. For more than 2 hours, it drifted through the orange fog, every second a heartbeat echoing through the void. Static crackled in the signal. Then, through the haze, a coastline began to take shape, mountains, valleys, and something that looked like a river delta stretching across the alien horizon. As Huygens descended lower, the surface came into focus, a dark plain covered in channels, as if carved by flowing liquid long ago. Then came the impact, a soft thud, a bounce, a slide across the frozen ground. A 12 centimeter dent in eternity. Huygens had landet, but what it saw after touching down left every scientist silent. When the first images from Huygens reached Earth, they stunned the world. The probe was resting in what looked like the bed of an ancient river scattered with smooth, rounded stones. But these weren't stones. They were blocks of water, ice frozen so hard they behaved like rock, carved and polished by methane rain over centuries. The camera panned slowly across the surface, pebbles, sand, ripples. Everything looked hauntingly familiar. Remove the orange haze, and it could be any river on Earth, the kind that might flow past your own backyard. But the river was dry. No liquid, no motion, no sound. So where did it go on Titan? Time moves differently. Seasons don't last months, they last centuries. For hundreds of years, the land stays dry and frozen, under skies that hold back the rain. Then, once in an age, the balance breaks, the clouds burst open, and methane falls in violent floods that reshape the land in a single storm. Cassini watched from above and saw the evidenced dark channels carved into the poles, and glimmering reflections that proved the seas had returned. The largest were named Ontario Lacus and Kraken Mare, vast seas of liquid methane, the latter almost the size of Earth's Black Sea. And yet, even these alien oceans barely move. The waves rise only 3 millimeters high a surface, so still, it reflects the sky like glass. In that silence, even the sea forgets to move. Beneath Titan's frozen plains lies a fire that never burns the slow heartbeat of an icy world. Scientists call it cryovolcanism, volcanoes that don't erupt with molten rock. But with slush, a mixture of water and ammonia, the ammonia acts like antifreeze, keeping parts of Titan's interior warm enough for liquid to flow. Through fractures in the crust, this strange magma seeps upward, reshaping the surface one eruption at a time. Deep inside, Titan is layered like a secret, a crust of solid ice, a layer of slush beneath it, and below that, an ocean of liquid water resting on a rocky core. Hydrocarbon above, water below and between them. A spark waiting to ignite. The chemistry for life is there, separated only by temperature and time. If it ever does, we may no longer be alone. In 2028, NASA will launch something unlike any mission before, a nuclear-powered helicopter called Dragonfly. Designed to fly through Titan's thick orange skies, it will take 6 years to reach the moon. Arriving by 2034, a mechanical explorer with 8 spinning blades and a single purpose to uncover what breathes beneath the ice. Dragonfly won't just orbit from afar, it will land, move, and fly again, hopping from dune to dune, sampling the chemistry of a world that might mirror our own beginnings. This time, we won't just see Titan, we'll touch its chemistry, feel the breath of a world that has waited in silence for billions of years. Maybe it's just ice and dust. Or maybe it's a mirror reflecting how little we truly understand. And as Dragonfly rises into Titan's eternal twilight, the world will listen once more between science and silence.